So guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why you haven't landed your first client yet when it comes to social media marketing or any business for that matter. Now, before we hop into the rest of the video, I just want to say, be sure to smash the like button. It greatly helps me out when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm dropping new content every week. So at this point in my social media marketing agency journey, I've been running my agency for a little over 3 years at this point. And although sometimes even it's hard for me to remember and I tend to forget, at one point, I was in the position where I was struggling to land my first client, just like any other successful agency owner, how they started out. So there was a day where I was struggling to land my first client. I was learning probably in the same way you are from different resources, different mentors, different courses, different YouTube videos, just really trying to do whatever I could to land my first client. And no matter how hard I tried, it seemed like I kept hitting my head against the wall until I was finally able to figure it out. The reason why I say that is because I hope that can make you relate to me and realize that if you're in the position now and you clicked on this video and you're struggling to land your first client, that I was there once too. And I can essentially help you and tell you the things that, knowing what I know now, if I implemented these two things, I would have at least got my first client a lot quicker than I actually did. So make sure you stand to the end of the video so I can share those things with you. Okay, so the first one is likely you don't really believe in yourself / you don't really believe in the system or the method that you're following. And I see this with a lot of people that reach out to me, which is totally fine. Again, I've been there as well. And it's good to be a little bit skeptical of certain things just because there's so many people and gurus that overpromise online. But at the same point, you need to also kind of believe in yourself. And once something makes sense to you, you have to have the ability to go all in. So what do I mean by that? You likely don't believe in yourself / the system you're following. So a lot of people will message me and they'll say, oh, I saw you here. Does this method work? Does that work? Do you think I should do this? Do you think I should do that? And the reality of it is, like, as much as I love to give my opinion and I really love to help everyone as much as I can, like, just because I don't necessarily see something or I don't see it the way you do, or I don't think it'll work, or even if I do think it'll work, it doesn't mean that it'll actually work for you. Like, yeah, I'll give you my best answer based on my experience and my journey, which I would hope is super valuable to you. But at the end of the day, there could be things that work for you that didn't work for me and vice versa. So although it's good to get opinions and be a little bit skeptical, I think when something makes sense to you and you really believe in it, you have to just go all in on that thing until you actually see the results you want, while switching your approach along the way and obviously getting course correction feedback by different mentors. Obviously, those two things are imperative, but at the same point, you need to have that level of self-belief and the knowledge to go all in when something makes sense. So in terms of not really believing in yourself, one way to get around that, and again, I was there at a place like that in my life too, where I would make a bunch of big promises to myself, not keep them, and that really hinders and hurts your self-confidence and your ability to believe in yourself. So the way you get around that is you want to start stacking small wins. So whether that's like making your bed every morning or reading 1, 2, 3 pages of a book or going on a walk every day, you just want to prove to yourself that whenever you tell yourself you're going to do something, you'll actually follow through with it. And that starts to increase your self-confidence so that when you start to tackle bigger and bigger challenges, you'll say, okay, like you'll have the level of confidence where you keep promises to yourself. And then the larger they get, the more you'll just consistently keep promises to yourself because you're building an identity of someone that keeps their word. Your word is very sacred. So whenever you tell yourself you're going to do something, you need to actually follow through on it, whether it involves just you, whether it involves you and someone else. Like, you need to make sure that you very highly value your word because that'll help you not only in your business, but really in every area of your life. Okay, so the second thing and the second reason why you likely haven't landed your first client is because you don't stay consistent. So likely a lot of people come in, they'll try one outreach method or one thing, do 50 cold emails in one day, and then say, oh, it didn't work, and then they'll give up. Instead of staying consistent over the long run, doing 10, 20, 30 outreach a day, or starting, like I said, lower, maybe doing 1, 2, 3 a day in the beginning, and then as you get the ball rolling, you can increase your outreach numbers from there, while tweaking your approach along the way to see what's working, see what's not, so you can optimize and fine tune so you can get better results. So anyways, what a lot of people do is they'll come in and they'll just do 50 in one day and then give up and burn themselves out and say it doesn't work, when what you should be doing is building habits, staying consistent, doing a number that you know you can hit over time, and then as your confidence builds, as your results build, you can scale up and increase from there. So one book I recommend for this when it comes to building habits is called Atomic Habit, by a guy named James Clear. That was a great book. It's one of the best books I've ever read, but it'll give you a lot of insight on the J curve you'll see in your results when you stay consistent with something and you build the right habits. And again, this not only goes for your business and your outreach, this goes for every area of your life, whether that's your social life, your health, your fitness, whatever it is, you want to make sure you're staying consistent. And I also believe to a certain extent that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you are consistent in your business, that'll bleed over to your health, to your fitness, to your social life, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's a super imperative one as well. And one practical, actionable tip I can give you here is to track your habits, whether that's on a whiteboard, which I track some of my habits on, or a Google Sheet, or an Excel sheet or something, where you just keep track of the habit. Let's say you want to meditate for 10 minutes a day. You just go in there and log how many minutes you're meditating every day so that you can keep that log and it'll keep you accountable to yourself. And that's actually one of the things that's helped me transform my habits. And it's one thing they talk about in Atomic Habits, because you can't, there's another quote, I think it's like, you can't manage what you don't measure. So any area of your life that's important to you, any area of your business that's important to you, you want to be measuring as much as you can so you can stay objective about the feedback and, essentially what you've been doing and how it's working out. Then you can actually just take a look and say, okay, like I stayed consistent here on my outreach numbers. I did 10 a day. Okay, over the last month, that was, 280 outreach. I was able to land X amount of meetings and close X amount of clients. You have all that objective data versus just going off of like what you think. Because a lot of times we won't really have a clear picture of what things are actually like. But when you actually are very objective and you track it, it just helps you stay a lot more aware of what's going on, helps you stay more accountable and consistent as well. And that's one of the things that's been game changing for me. So that's why I want to share with you guys, and I would hope that you implement it as well. Okay, so I hope you were able to take a lot of value from this video. Basically, I just shared the two reasons why I believe you likely haven't landed your first client, whether that's in social media marketing or any other business. Just the fact that you likely don't believe in yourself / the system you're using, and you also don't stay consistent. So I hope this resonated with you. And like I said, I was at a place too where I was struggling with these things. So that's why I'm just over here sharing that with you, because I think, again, you can have the best tactics in the world, but if you're not applying these two things and you're not staying consistent with them, it doesn't really matter. So focus on these two things, get them sorted, and I'm sure that when you combine this with the actual tactical how-to step-by-step stuff, you'll be on your way to landing your first client for your agency and multiple dozens of clients beyond that. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash the thumbs up button, drop a comment below, and let me know if you have any questions or any feedback or anything you want to see from me going forward in the future. And as always, check the first link in the description for my exclusive one-on-one mentorship program where I can help you land your first client and then scale up to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 clients that I've been able to do myself. So check the first link in the description for that. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.